And it is interesting seeing this world of business and organizational change and the world of creativity coming together, because traditionally, I mean, when I was at kind of at university and everything, creativity was for the creatives and business was for, you know, the clever ones who wanted to make money and everything.
Yeah.
And if you were kind of into creativity, it was like, oh, a bit artsy-fartsy and everything. And now those two worlds are really, really coming together. And this is a huge challenge for a higher education institution like Ravensbourne. Like, how do you teach these things? How do you kind of, you know, enable a training and an experience which will give young people those skills, not just those skills, but that mindset.
Which mindset do you mean?
The mindset of learning how to bring disparate ideas around creativity and around business together, so that you create this new kind of almost like a recipe.
I don't think you guys here are slouches at doing that at all.
No,
I think
well,
I think you've been
Yes.
doing that for years.
Yes. But I know I wouldn't say we're slouches at all, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge of bringing these two worlds together, you know, in a curriculum, which is so interesting. I mean, it's a very creative challenge.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, one of the things that we do on your course is we give applied briefs, right? Which we draw. I mean, they might be from a charity, they might be from a government organisation, they might be from a business, and we hook them up with the stakeholders in that business, and we guide them through that process. And for some, they get the whiff of it and they like it, and for some, it's not for them.
Yes.
But that's the point, right? I mean, I'm not saying that everybody should be doing this. You know, crikey, I mean, we need you know, great craftspeople, you know, as much as we've always done. It's just that there are other paths open that you might fall down, you know, decide to pursue.
Yeah.
And it depends, you know, like, you know, what your mindset is. You know, I mean, some people, you know, for me at the moment, you know, working with businesses that are in decline, I see as a creative process.
Yes, yes.
And the upside of it is people don't lose their jobs.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Communities don't get gutted. You know, because bear in mind that, you know, for a lot of businesses, they are the bread giver in that whole town.
Yes.
That still exists.
Yeah.
If you look across the United States, the flyover states, if you look across the Mittelstadt, you look across Switzerland, you look into, you know, there are big businesses that, you know, whole communities depend on.
Yes.
Now, you know, for me, that's a win. You know, so I guess what I'm saying is that I'm less interested in what's everyone else finds fashionable, which is the world of startups and unicorns and hockey stick growth and all of that. You know, I spent sort of 10 years in that space.
Yes.
But I think I discovered that it wasn't rewarding, and you know, to be able to say, well, I worked on something with a valuation and from £1 million to £10 million to 100, you know, like, yeah, I mean, it's cool, but it didn't rock my boat.
Yes. And
so I decided, I got intrigued by that, and you know, decided to kind of go down, a different path.
Yes, yeah. And is this different path that is it different from, you know, you wrote your book, was it about 2 years ago or three?
Like that,
2 years ago, and everything. Do you think there's been a radical departure that you've made since that time, since the writing of your book? Do you think you're now into a very different space?
Well, the book was about human-centered design.
Yes.
The constant thread is I've always been interested in the people part of it.
Yes.
So I think it's a deviation, perhaps. Doesn't sound too weird. It's a deviation, but it's still the ethic. The ethic through my whole working life has always been based around that interest in people.